In this episode of Back to Blue, we're going to go live. Now, in this episode of Divorce with Grandchildren, we're going to take and do some things. I can't rotate the camera, so basically I'm going to do it this way. This is Authorized United States Magistrate Stanley Matthew Seekford on 18C2, a concurrence of 12C869. It seems that Tyler Dunn is actually impersonating an FBI agent, and the FBI actually did set his bail here on the recent charge from the Hagerstown Police Department. Now, I'm sure that the U.S. Marshals would love to know that Dana Donnell put Tyler Dunn up to impersonating an FBI agent. But listen to this. This is the Hagerstown Police Department basically snitching out the FBI.
This is an emergency. Hang on. Transferring you to
Angela.
Sergeant. Yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm just curious. My insurance company is saying that they contacted you all where on the theft of Tyler Dunn stole the jewelry and stuff, but you all is not giving it a case number.
I'm sorry, what was that?
My insurance company is saying that that they contacted you all about the report I did, but you all is not assigning a case number on Tyler Dunn for the theft of the jewelry and stuff, and I explained to them, but a report was filed. They're like, yeah, but we need a case number.
What number do you have? Does it begin with a P or does it begin with 19?
I would not know. Like I said, I originally filed it back in April, and they said they can't find it. It somehow got lost or whatever, or I don't know what happened with it. And then I tried to file a new report, but if you don't have the original case number, it won't let you do that online. And with my health and all, which I'm probably going to be going to see a doctor, go out to ER tomorrow when I go to visit her mother, because my pancreatitis has been acting up. And
What's your address?
my address is 136 Broadway.
And you pulled it back in April?
Yes. Matter of fact, he messaged me on Facebook Messenger that he had entered my apartment and my cats were going crazy. And I sent...
Hold on. We're not there yet.
He's trying to look up the report. Now, mind you, you'll hear the actually Hagerstown Police Department Sergeant Palmer here basically snitch out the FBI. How can you snitch out a cop? Well, how can the cops snitch out the FBI? And these are all factors. Yes, I'm an authorized judge, so they don't want to accept
What's your apartment number?
2WR.
What's your name?
Stanley Seekford.
Stanley Steamer?
Seekford, Seekford.
Seekford.
Yeah. From what I understand, he's also stole other people's stuff in this building.
Mind you, he's doing this for Dana Donnell, who's on probation.
As a matter of fact, I got an inspection going on tomorrow.
I got nothing. Somebody broke something of yours in September.
No, like I said, Andrew Lewis said he was looking for it and couldn't find it either, so I don't know. Because I do know that the Federal Bureau of Investigations has been hacking my accounts and stuff and deleting stuff.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
They've even actually hacked my phone to where it's overheated and I've had to put it in the freezer.
The FBI will do that. You're right. So, unfortunately, the FBI deleted the record out of our system. I'm not going to be able to recover it for you.
Well, I was going to do a new report online because, like I said, my health, I'm not able to get around very well.
Gotcha.
And the
that
thing
sounds like
is,
a great course of action, sir.
And the thing is, as it is, they're a little pissed off because basically my inspector authorized me on 18C2 in February of 2018 when I addressed 18C2 to the Northern District Court of West Virginia for the U.S. District Court. And after he seen where I had the bill of sale and all for a piece of property, and Dana Janelle decided she was going to report me for fraud and wasteful abuse of office, he looked at all the facts and authorized me to use the codes, which is GAO 13473, U.S. Code 416, Positions of Ruby, U.S. Magistrate. Well, we don't want to accept you as a judge. Well, it's not whether or not you want to accept me, I'm still authorized.
All right. Well, good luck with that, Your Honor. And the course of action that you sound like you're taking is what you want to do.
Yeah, that's why I was calling you, is it doesn't want me to take, all I was able to do was put his name in all as a suspect.
Now, you clearly heard the Hagerstown Police Sergeant Palmer snitch out the FBI. No, Tyler Dunn is not an FBI agent. He is an intern. Anyone can do the intern program for children and young adults on the FBI page. Basically, they've even been supplying the young teens in the building here with LG style phones that have been cloned to mine so that they will assist them in actually taking and causing drama on my accounts. Now, I have brought it to the U.S. administration's attention, as well as I brought it to my inspector's attention, and I will share this YouTube with them. Fact of the matter is, FBI, my inspector in the Fugitive Task Force has already contacted the Hagerstown Police Department on the assault and told me one more person lays a hand on me that the Fugitive Task Force will step in, because it is a federal offense to abuse the disabled. I'm disabled physically. So for the ones viewing me on my LinkedIn, you might be a claims specialist, but Dana Janelle tried that in 2017 and they did an MRI. I'm not physically able to do any work or stand for any length of time, which is required by all jobs in the form of government. I do have an associate's degree in criminal justice. However, the degree was mailed to 8050 Williamsport Pike in Falling Waters, which, by the way, Jim Justice, the citizens of West Virginia is calling you a big liar and fraud and everything else because you haven't showed up, and I've got proof on Messenger where you communicated with me about it, and it's effective before the Maryland court, sir, and you call me sir means you acknowledge that I am an authorized judge. Fact of the matter is, Jim, it's before the court where my fiance/client actually heard Kathy Justice say, yes, Mr. Seekford, I'm calling you about the $13.5 million that we owe you, as well as the deed to 8050 Williamsport Pike Mary J. Wright's estate and 1151 Gilway Road, .89 Murphy lot, as well as your full clemency and the F-250 and permit and all, but we need one more document to proceed, which was sent to me, by the way, and Dana Janelle at 1086 Gilway Road in Hedgesville, West Virginia, decided to steal it. Yeah, she's on probationary suspension right now, and she's recruited this idiot here at the building, and she's even set his bail and all because she owns her property in Hedgesville. She even tried to have people say, well, she's in Maldives, she's in Canada, when she's actually in Hedgesville. She's been seen at the dollar store in Hedgesville on a couple occasions here in the recent future. And yeah, in fact of the matter is, your crazy card, Dana, is no good, because when the Hagerstown Social Security Office took my diagnosis of my fiance/client and QCI Mental Health, where they have a master's degree in psychology, not only took my diagnosis but treated her for a disability that she did not have, you can use that 302 card for the piece of toilet paper you need. And yeah, Jason Chapman, I want to point out, yeah, I know the Department of Justice has been addressing this to the FBI again, because the Department of Justice in 2013 told the FBI to release my money that they have and my clemency and compensation. However, they said you don't have a lawyer. Well, I had a lawyer. His name is Craig Manford, attorney at law, until I got appointed as a judge. And then, well, I don't know. I haven't talked to him lately, but yeah, he's the one that sent the paperwork to Kathy. So Kathy, technically, you don't need that paperwork. So yeah, again, this is the FBI who's claiming they're fighting fraud and they're fighting domestic terrorism when they're the ones actually committing the fraud and domestic terrorism. So you got to ask yourself, why? You clearly heard the Hagerstown Police Department admitting the fraud and corruption by the Federal Bureau of Investigations. It is what it is. I'm required by my inspector to record all incoming phone calls on my private line. Fact of the matter is, this ain't going away. And your threats, like I said, you can ask the Hagerstown Police Department. They've already been told. It's not a felony, it's not a misdemeanor, it's a federal offense. Because not only am I an authorized U.S. judge and representative, I'm also a disabled. And that's abuse of the disabled. And that's a federal offense. And the Fugitive Task Force will step in. They've already told you. They've already put you in check. So now my live videos ain't gonna stop, Jerome Powell, till you show up at my doorstep with my $9.5 million and Jim Justice shows up with my $13.5 million. Then my live videos will stop. But not until then. And yes, Jason Chapman, they cannot give you my credentials. But as far as my badge you see on my Facebooks, that was issued to me in 2011 by the U.S. Department of Justice Inspector General then. I didn't like it, but that's the badge he sent to me. He's the one that selected my profile picture. I just accepted it after a period of time. And that's why it's on all my Facebooks. So you can go ahead and cry the blues, whatever, U.S. Attorney. The U.S. Attorney in Martinsburg has been made aware that I was authorized as a U.S. judge. That's why, I can send photos and videos and even links to the Social Security Administration Fugitive Task Force. Because I'm required by law to do so, including phone calls. That's a requirement that is required by my inspector, which his name is Brian if you really want to know his first name. I don't know what his last name is, never asked, never cared. But I'm sure you can find out, flunking brainless idiots, cowards of the United States of America. Because I ain't going away, and this ain't going away. You need to quit spending my money. Prove beyond a reasonable doubt, Federal Reserve Bank, that no one at 136 Broadway receives any payments from the Federal Reserve Bank. Furthermore, prove beyond a reasonable doubt, Dana Janelle has zero contact with any of the jurors, Bridget Cohey, or Laura Fairclough. Again, you can't. Prove beyond a reasonable doubt, John Brantley Wright didn't have any dealings with Christopher Wilkes and Gray Silvers III. Again, you can't, which I won 12C90, where the state's witness tried to kill me in 2008. And I took him to court and won the case in 2012. Yeah. That's why they decided to hang the jury and everything else. Because the Federal Bureau of Investigations know they cannot handle me in the court of law. They know they can't stand up against me in the court of law, and they do not want me elected on the bench. And yeah, as far as the claim specialist, go ahead and get me on a ballot to be a U.S. Supreme Justice. I guarantee you I'll get votes. On this episode of Divorce for Grandchildren, this is Authorized United States Magistrate Stanley Matthew Seekford laying the law down. As far as y'all not wanting to accept me as a U.S. judge, I don't want to accept the FBI as law enforcement until you all do your job. When I see Rosetta Elshai, Jose Cerrito, Dana Janelle, and Casper Marie Janelle in my quarters, then I'll believe that you're law enforcement. Because they all committed fraud. And Dana Janelle used federal resources to steal a piece of property that I legally purchased. And Dana didn't like it because her daughter wanted it. Now, prove beyond a reasonable doubt, Casper Marie Janelle has zero interest in 1151 Go Away Road, .89 Murphy Lot. Again, you can't. That's all for this episode of Divorce for Grandchildren. Have a good day, one and all.